The biggest debate that consumes the internet today is Okudu or Gilly. And my unpopular opinion is Tevar, starring Arjun Kapoor and Sonakshi Sinha. You think I'm joking? You think that there's going to be a punchline or some sound effect? I'm serious. I'm going to straight cut to the chase and talk about unpopular Indian movie opinions. Can we hold our horses? As these random leaks are taking place with respect to the upcoming Ramayan project directed by Nitish Tiwari, let's not be naive and admit that they are being categorically released to the general public so that the makers can have a sense of the discourse taking place amongst movie viewers. It of course commenced with some of the supporting actors being captured on set, but the photographs that really took the internet by storm was when Ranbir and Sai Pallavi's photographs released in the public domain and the movie discussion went hog wild. This reminds me of the Animal or Sanju leaked photographs, something that Ranbir is accustomed to, and where most of the discussion was restricted to his chameleon-like ability physically to transform for roles. However, there was never a religious context or history to the films he was doing. But as the role of Lord Ram comes with immense responsibility, the discussion of the leaked photographs becomes about the idea of what people picture Lord Ram as, and how this unofficial 360p unclear photograph does not fit the criteria of how they picture the revered figure. I genuinely believe we as an audience have been so scarred with the idea of Ramayan being created again after Adipurush that even a genuine attempt would be thrashed left, right and center even before an official poster or teaser has dropped. That comes with the beast that is Ramayan or Mahabharat. And this is something that Amir Khan has spoken about as he was asked about his dreams of making the epic a reality on the big screen.
Mahabharat, you cannot time it and all. It has to be beyond that. When you're making Mahabharat, you're not making a film. You're doing a yagna. It's not a film. It's much deeper than that. And I don't know whether I'm ready for that.
While I absolutely saw nothing wrong with the photograph, the discourse took this shape, which reminded me of the toxicity of film discussions online in 2021, where the movie and its storyline would never be the core of the discussion, but personal remarks on individuals to label an entire industry as anti-India and the worst uncultured thing to have graced the earth was rampant. This atmosphere that was created yesterday makes me think that you can very well foreshadow another era of the Bollywood versus South debate, the anti-Hindu, anti-India discussions regarding the Hindi film industry, and where anything done with authenticity and flair by Bollywood will always be disregarded and fall on deaf ears because the poison will spill too far. It's early days still. I wonder why we are making analytical think pieces on an unofficial photograph as if it equates to the quality of the film. Is this a sign of Ranbir's position as a star post-Animal, where every move will be categorically analyzed? Or is this just the case of what Fahad was referring to when analyzing trance in retrospect? I guess we will have to wait and see. Anurag Kashyap's jadedness has set in. One director I looked up to with immense respect, especially for the love that he had for the craft, was Anurag Kashyap. This was a man who channelized his terrible experiences with his initial films to his art form and created pure magic. He almost became the answer for cinema enthusiasts, an artist who could communicate nuanced and layered themes with such commercial flair. No Smoking, Dev D and the pinnacle that was Gangs of Wasipur. Everyone felt like there was no stopping this man. But lately I have noticed that Kashyap has become more of a spokesperson for indie films across languages and has found solace in creating remakes of international films. This man, who would challenge authority, be subversive with his films despite opposition, seems to have embraced a path of peace, and one looks forward to his interviews more than his movies. A reality I thought was restricted to Ram Gopal Verma. I guess one is compelled to follow their mentor's footsteps. While the quality of films have not deteriorated to that level, and I still look forward to Kennedy, Kashyap really must have been scarred with Bombay Velvet, because a Kashyap film just is not an event anymore, and that's a tough pill to swallow for all of his fans. Stop the nostalgia bait. I am so over the revisionism that audiences go through for actors who were absolutely crap at the job they do. This is what I had said when the Lotao Imran Khan was trending on Instagram, as everyone was revisiting his film's music and the carefree nature of the themes they followed. But what one failed to acknowledge in this trip down memory lane was that he was nothing but a mediocre actor. I had said that it's these same people who will troll him when his comeback film drops. And now with the Hira Mandi promotions happening in full gear, there seems to be a revisionism with an actor like Farhan Khan too, almost so ecstatic that he has returned. Do I have to remind you about his film performances for you to get a stark reminder that you're not getting an acting legend back? You miss your childhood and nothing else, a time where you weren't as judgmental as today, and that peace and simplicity is a distant dream, so you want to latch on to whatever you can, to at least have a glimmer of those memories. Imran and Fardeen are not the answer. Watch 9XM and Rodi's auditions instead. There is a Bollywood crisis right now. Yes, there is a huge crisis of actors beyond the Khans, Hrithik Roshan and Ranbir Kapoor to absolutely have no idea where their career is going. You have got Ranveer Singh, who at one point of time was one of the busiest actors in the industry and now finds himself in several cancelled projects and titles that are in limbo. You've got actors like Siddharth Malhotra and Tiger Shroff who have not reinvented themselves in any way, and producers are skeptical of investing anything marginally more than a mid-budget film on them. You've got actors like Siddhant Chaturvedi, Sunny Kaushal and Ishan Khattar who still can't be categorized as bona fide leads, and Ayushmann Khurrana, who is still trying to understand what exactly to do after his dream run of movies almost reached a point of exhaustion. So there is this huge list of actors who are almost walking like headless chicken, their pursuit of roles being as confused as the producers who will invest in them. I think Vicky Kaushal, Varun Dhawan and Shahid Kapoor can still spring some surprises, but there is a huge deadwood in the industry that needs desperate pivoting, either of their careers or the roles they have been doing for years. I prefer Sushin Shyam over Anirudh. I know this is especially controversial because of the dream run Anirudh had last year, but if I look at purely from a score perspective, I think Sushin Shyam is more versatile than Anirudh. While Anirudh absolutely excels in prolonging the entry of the hero and punches us right in the gut with his drops as the heroes stand in all their glory, I think Sushin excels in the same, something he so brilliantly did with Fahad in Trance, Dulquer in Kurup and even Mamuka in Bhishma Parvam. But where Sushin becomes a notch higher is the exemplary nature with which he captures mood in various genres of film. You've got serenity with Kumbalangi Nights, eerie dread with Virus, anxiety and horror with Anjam Patira, a larger-than-life quality with Minnal Murali. It's the range that truly makes me applaud how so effortlessly he assimilates. It's not him leaving his mark, but simply catering to the theme and mood of the film. That's the beauty of an exemplary musical artist. And more importantly, I want to conclude by saying, when can I kidnap him for a Hindi film? Please let me know. Vijay Devarakonda needs a reality check. I really rooted for Vijay Devarakonda. Learning about his early days and the indie films he was doing, it seemed like a genuine attempt at excelling in an industry that is mostly insular and guarded. Despite the controversy surrounding Arjun Reddy, it presented an actor with a fire in his belly, and I absolutely loved that. I instantly gravitated towards that zeal and confidence. Despite it not being popular, I even loved what he executed with Dear Comrade with Rashmika, but I just could not make sense of his creative choices since then. The debacle that was Liger, the dated nature of Khushi, and the terrible product that was Family Star. Vijay and his statements also regarding his creative choices don't help the case, as there is a false presentation as if everything is hunky-dory, but it couldn't be further from the truth.
I don't work with debutants now.
An actor who was once considered to be the next pan-Indian star has fallen off the reckoning of stars so fast that I think there is a huge re-evaluation that needs to be done from his end, because the current trend does not seem pleasing at all. Rashmika was amazing in Animal. I will never forget the massive manner in which Rashmika was trolled for her dialogue delivery, especially when the trailer of the film dropped. I stand by this, and I said this with full chest even in my spoiler-filled discussion regarding Animal, but Rashmika absolutely killed it in this role. Something for which she still does not get credit. Rashmika shines in the argument with Ranbir. She is absolutely raw and emotionally naked in confronting Ranbir, who has this odd and weird logic about infidelity. I said this too also in that spoiler-filled discussion that it reminded me of the scene shared between Julia Roberts and Clive Owen in the film Closer, and how they get into the ugly details of infidelity. Rashmika screaming at the top of her lungs, slapping Ranbir across the face, and reminding him that he isn't unique was the ugly reality we wanted this flawed protagonist to face, and I genuinely think Rashmika was amazing in the film. Farhan Akhtar needs to stop. This is not an unpopular opinion, but I will keep on bringing this up because a director I looked up to, a director who shaped a generation, just takes us for granted, and Farhan Akhtar really needs to realize that he has done a huge disservice to us by absolutely abandoning the director's chair and for gaslighting us with announcements that presumably may never happen. I acknowledge your love for performing and touring, but it's been too long and I fear you may have lost touch. I love you for Madgaon Express. We don't want another Fukre. We just want you to create as a director again. It's about time. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below whether you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle is right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.